working? Yep, let's see. Keep talking. Yep. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglosh for the WDMA. We're going to be talking about faith in business sort of today. We're going to be talking about hopefully, my hack around LinkedIn's algorithm. That ought to be interesting to some of you. And I'm going to do a couple of things today. One recommendation was people don't have any time to listen to videos. So this is going to be a very short video as far as I'm concerned. The second thing is I'm going to refer you over to a survey, and then I'm going to talk about the top 2 topics that are picked so far. Okay, so let's go. Here we go. So this is a survey I put up. I'm planning to start a newsletter because LinkedIn, I have 14,000 first level connections, but people close to me say, I never see any of your posts. And I've been told, I took a couple of classes on LinkedIn algorithms, and they said, it doesn't matter how good you were 20 years ago. I started LinkedIn in 2005. Doesn't matter how many thousands of connections you have. LinkedIn only worries about the last 2 weeks. So if you haven't had a post that goes viral in 2 weeks, then you're dead. Well, I refuse to be driven by that. I tried that for a while, but I couldn't figure out. I had a couple of posts that I had one that had 70,000 views or impressions, they call it. I don't know. I don't know exactly why. I didn't think it was one of my better posts. And I've had many that go, into the thousands. Also didn't think those were very good posts. I've tried to replicate them with similar posts, making a comment or making a share of someone else's content. Sometimes it works really well, and sometimes it doesn't work at all. So, go figure. Anyway, so rather than being a slave to that, someone recommended that I do a newsletter, and that if you start a newsletter, LinkedIn will, at least when you start, will announce it to everyone who is connected to you. And so this is your one shot. And so I'm gonna work a little harder to try to make it more popular, let's just say, so that there'll be something for everybody that wants it. So I posted a survey. Sometimes surveys used to get thousands of views. Now this has got 200 or something. So if you are interested in giving me some input, you can check out the survey, and you can even comment on it if you like. So what should be the main focus of the upcoming newsletter? Oops, I forgot to hit the slideshow button. Or maybe I did, but it's not working the way it's supposed to. Yeah, I guess it is. It's supposed to have a pen so I can highlight stuff, but it's not doing it. Okay, escape. I love that pen feature. Come on, let's go with the pen feature. Slideshow settings, mouse pointer. Oh, mouse pointer is pen. I checked one box, but not the other. Okay, here we go. So now we'll go back there and we'll get the pen. Okay, what should be the main focus of the newsletter? And this is a hack to bypass LinkedIn's algorithm. And the first one I asked was direct marketing insights, which is something I've been talking about for 40 years. That one got 36%, and the second one, oops, where'd it go? Oh, I guess if I click the mouse, it goes to the next slide, which there isn't a next slide. This is why it's fun to watch someone make a fool of themselves publicly. Okay, faith in business is the second one. That's a new topic. Now it's not letting me make the pen work. And then marketing testing theory, which I've been talking about lately. And finally, machine learning and AI. People don't think I have anything to do with that, but I've done literally thousands of models. And we started modeling in 1995 with major success. And so I probably have more machine learning marketing models out there in the real world that have been really tested than maybe anyone else. I don't know, probably. Anyway, so today I just wanted to refer you over to that survey on LinkedIn, and also, and I'll put that in the comments. And also, I want to talk a little bit about faith in direct marketing. It's one of the first insights I had in direct marketing, and that was that it took some faith to put something in the mail. It took a lot of faith because, in order to make catalogs economical, which is where I started working for Vic Hunter, and we would help launch catalogs for people who had never had a catalog. And so, there was a lot of work involved, right? I think that just took out my presentation. That's okay. And to make it economical, you had to do hundreds of thousands of pieces, really, to get it off the ground. And so we really only worked with people that had significant mailing lists and had some money to invest. And it's tough because you build something, probably takes 3 or 4 months minimum just to get the catalog organized, get the products picked and things. I've literally started from scratch and gotten it in the mail in 3 months, a 48-page catalog. But that doesn't mean it's easy. And then it takes another couple of weeks before you get anything to happen. And your clients get nervous and they call up and they say, are you sure that the mailing went out? Are you sure that, now you've got informed visibility so you could actually audit that through the Postal Service. But, still, it's an act of faith, because faith is the evidence of, what is it? Faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. That's from the book of Hebrews, chapter 11. And there's something to that. There's something positive in that exercise. And not too long after I'd been in the modeling business, I was going head to head against statisticians. And one of the things I quickly realized was that they didn't know about the creative aspects of a mailing or of an ad campaign. They didn't know about the sinking feeling in your stomach when you've mailed, 250, 500,000 pieces, or 1 million or 5 million pieces, and your model is on there. They don't know what that does to somebody, for the 2 or 3 weeks that you have to endure nothing happening, literally nothing. You worked so hard, and then it all stops, and then you just wait. It's just, it's not like digital where you can react, you could change things, you could do another one. No, you work up to that pinnacle and then you wait. And that takes faith, just not to go completely berserk. And I think there's something positive about that. If you're doing modeling, you have to sort out the variables that make sense. You have to sort out, you have to think, you have to think about the context, the competitors, the seasonality. You have to think about a lot of things. And I think that is an essential element of success, is to have that ability to hope and to look into the future and say, this is going to work. This is going to make sense. That doesn't hurt if you've got a dozen or two success stories in your pocket. But at the beginning, I didn't have that. I had to go by faith. And so I just want to encourage you, if you're in the middle of that, or if you're thinking about starting it. I'm not telling you should start it. I mean, give me a call if you're thinking of starting something. I've talked more people out of things than into things. But we can at least check it out. I talked Blockbuster. I tried to talk Blockbuster out of launching a catalog. Yeah, they couldn't believe it, that I would turn down a 6-figure check or whatever project because I didn't think it would work. I said it wasn't I didn't think. I said change the numbers. And we had lunch with Carrie Valentine the day they decided to pull the plug on it. I happened to be in South Florida, and he said, "Yeah, we lost $5 million on it. You were dead, right?" But he said, well, anyway, I won't get into that. You've heard me talk about this before. Anyway, so have faith and go over and try the survey. Have a great day. Like and share your